like that camera can see every flaw on my face.
As you said that, I zoomed in also.
Let me see. Take like a photo of it, like right there. Every flaw, oh my god, is literally locked onto my face. Damn, your expensive ass good camera. Can you see all my pores? Zoom out. No. I was trying to get rid of those last night for this. I did like 3 skincare masks last night. Trying to get my skin pretty. So my name's Leah, and I'm 25 years old. Been diagnosed with a lot of stuff. But the main issues here are sickle cell disease, lupus, antiphospholipid syndrome, and Crohn's disease. I've had sickle cell all my life. I was diagnosed with lupus in 2011, so that was 11th grade. Crohn's disease was in 2017, and antiphospholipid syndrome was last year, August 2019, I want to say. I'm in pain all the time. I'm in pain and I'm lazy and tired. So I don't do anything. I'm really boring. Like, I'm the ultimate homebody. Maybe more than you.
Maybe.
I mean, you don't even. You go out, you work. So I don't do anything. I don't do anything at all. I just take my classes online. I don't work anymore. Just sit at home, or I sit in my little palace here, my mansion, the hospital, all the time. I mean, when I'm here, at least I'm not in pain. So that's good, I guess. I've been trying to like raise awareness. You know, with black people, like mental health doesn't like exist. Like basically saying like that's a white people thing to be depressed or whatever. But I mean, like I deal with a lot of depression because I'm sick. I mean, like you'd be depressed too if you sit at home all day. I mean, never mind. Some people want to sit at home all day, every day and watch TV. But like, I'm not comfortably sitting at home and, you know, just enjoying myself. I'm sitting at home in pain and taking 12 different medications a day, trying to just sleep through the pain most of the time. I mean, that's why I'm getting into the career that I'm getting into. I'm studying to be a therapist, but I really need one. But I'm even like in too much pain to even go to like traditional therapy, like to have something that I would go to an appointment set up every week. I can't commit to anything regularly scheduled. I haven't been able to like keep a job outside of just doing like online stuff, just because of my health being so up and down, or I'm in the hospital for 3 weeks at a time, or a month at a time, or just a couple days, or I'm in the emergency room every other night. It really just depends. I mean, I was raised in a pretty traditionally like black family where if you tell someone you're not feeling good or sick, then they're just like, what is it, like drink some ginger ale or something like that. Like pretty much like being written off a lot. So I wasn't even diagnosed until a friend took me to the doctor. I was talking to my family about it and they were listening. Actually, nobody was listening. They mostly thought it was just a sickle cell anyway, because the lupus can mimic like symptoms of the sickle cell. I mean, you experience pain with both of them, but I mean, like, it's a lot more to it than that. It just gets really, it's really different diseases, but I mean, all of my diseases cause mostly the same thing, pain.
So how'd your family react when they found out that you had lupus?
My mom didn't like really believe that anything else was wrong with me for a really long time. And she didn't come to the doctor with me until like 2016. So it took years for her to even accept that there was something else wrong with me, just because I think just like her dealing with her own health, she really didn't want to believe anything else was going on, and it was just too many people to take care of, and I don't think she wanted to have that, I would definitely say, burden of trying to take care of somebody else, or meaning more doctor's appointments and more medications and stuff, because just the lupus alone added on like 5 different medications. So
just a few days ago.
So let's switch topics a little bit. Tell us about your wife.
Oh, Danielle. Oh, she's so she gets on my nerves. I've been married, it'll be 3 years next month, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. I'm like not the romantic one like at all. I think it's really cliche. She wanted to get married on Valentine's Day, so we negotiated for the day before, and we went and eloped 3 years ago in Connecticut, of all the places.
Why there?
It wasn't any waiting times, and we didn't need any witnesses, so we were able to just go get married, and like that's it. And then I had to fly out like a day after or something, I think is why. And she's like a few years older than me. She's 31 and I'm 25. And she's a teacher. She's a math teacher. She's awesome.
Hey there, have your medication.
I'm gonna stop this thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still running potassium?
No.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm on potassium this much.
And I have your Benadryl and your Bentyl too, okay?
Okay.
Benadryl, it's 50 milligrams. That
Yep.
sound right to you?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. It doesn't snow me.
And I was gonna say I would be.
No,
sick
you.
on
I'm
Tuesday.
like, yeah, no. Honestly, the amounts, one would kill somebody that I get every 2 hours, or 2, the Benadryl alone would probably knock somebody out. But I'm pre-medicated with it so much, like chemo and stuff, that
Right.
like and then for every blood transfusion, I have to have it too to make sure I don't have any kind of reaction.
Right. Yeah, that's. I saw that. I was like, this can't be right.
Yeah, no, it's right. Oh yeah, the amount I get medication, you would be surprised. What is Dilaudid, like 10 times stronger than morphine, right? So I get
And she just like, and her heart rate goes up when she gets the Dilaudid every time, which is the opposite of everyone else.
Yeah, everybody else, it slows down. Their breathing slows down. Like if they got 2
And she wakes up
milligrams.
and she's like up doing her hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
See, like I tell them, like when I get my medicine, that's when I can get up and actually do something. I
Right.
mean, and my heart rate is usually pretty fast because I'm always like in a lot of pain.
Right.
But then I just get really tacky, just like with regular activity though. Like my heart rate it's just been pretty fast like the last couple of years.
Well, because your blood volume is just a little lower too, right? Is that right? Like something about because.
And my because I'm not getting as much oxygen through as well. You know, your red blood cells that carry oxygen,
Right.
they turn over every 120 days, and my disease cuts that in half.
On my end, it was 93, 94.
93 is good.
Your blood pressure is 114 over 76.
Went down.
Awesome.
Yeah, 1 milligram, I think half a milligram of Dilaudid is equal to what, 4 milligrams of morphine, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
So
like
this
16 milligrams.
This is like getting 16 milligrams of morphine. That's crazy. Yeah, people would die. They would just stop breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like that back and forth thing I was doing the other day. the whole 1 milligram Dilaudid, 4 milligrams of morphine, and some tramadol. I think she had on there. Like, if she gave you what I gave you, what she gave me, you'd overdose. You'd probably die. Like, honestly, if they didn't get you like Narcan within a few minutes, anybody else would die from the amounts of pain medicine I get. But that's because when you take pain medicine so many times, your brain, gets a tolerance to it, and the medication is supposed to bind to those pain receptors in your brain and cover them so that they don't send out signals of pain. But they don't bind to mine as long anymore, and it's just like, that's just the downfall to pain medication and narcotics. And plus, they're just making it really hard for people to get narcotic pain medicine now because of the opioid epidemic. So,
come in.
Panda Express is here. Come in.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yay, thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too.
Baby, no baby?
Hmm?
No baby?
No baby. Did he say baby?
Yeah, it's like baby, no baby.
What the fuck is baby no baby?
Are you
He's
pregnant?
saying that I have a baby?
Yeah.
Dang, you think all this food for me? They literally almost killed me at the Christus New Braunfels late last year. They left an infected chemo port in me for a week, and it spread to my lungs and my heart. The infection spread from local to full-on septic shock because they were lazy as fuck and didn't feel like taking it out. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that place. It would have been called Christus Santa Rosa to Leah or some shit if I had died. I was there for 3 weeks because of that, and $1.5 million later, billed to Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blue Cross Blue Shield hates me now. Like, if you get too many claims like that huge, like, insurance stops paying for shit. Like, they'll start halfway paying for shit. They won't cover a lot of stuff. They don't. It's a billion, probably $1 trillion industry, but they don't want to spend all that money. But the hospitals are out to charge you as much as they can. It's crazy. Like, the antibiotics I was getting were $900 something a day for one little thing of antibiotics. This much. I'm trying to encourage my friends to come up here and see me. Like, I'll buy you some food. Come see me and come entertain me. I'll feed you. I'll feed you.
I'll give you food and gas. Come through.
Food and gas, and I'll take pictures of you. Do your makeup or some shit.
Bring that ass on. Hurry up. That's right. I abuse the hospital people too. Say hello. Hello. Coming live from Buckingham Palace. Where it's raining. And then there's the other Kayla. Governor.
So,
Just talk to me about, so what does she do for you since you spend a lot of time here?
so she's my primate. She's definitely become, it's really hard to balance between being a caretaker and a spouse. But she definitely does it really well. She does everything for me. She doesn't allow me to work, which I couldn't really do anyway. She pretty much takes care of everything that I used to be able to take care of. She's taken over being the main income, the sole income in the house pretty much. Cleaning when she has a list. I have to make a list for her. I have to be very particular about the task I give her. She works really hard, and everything she does is for me. like I can't take care of myself sometimes, and she always reassures me that I'm not like a burden. And I mean, this is my longest relationship I've ever had. I mean, and ever since I can remember, she's always just made sure to take care of me and to put my physical health, and consoling me when my mental health can get out of control from suffering with the physical aspects, mostly the pain. You know, goes out her way to come out to bring me out here to New Braunfels because I hate the healthcare in Austin. And you know, comes down here after work, fights through 2 hours of traffic, and goes to work, and then spends the night with me every single night. She never ever doesn't make sure she spends the night with me at the hospital, and making sure she is advocating for me and going to get the nurses when they're taking too long to get me medication, getting me food whenever I want to eat or when I can eat. She's my healthcare proxy. If something, of course, happens, I trust her fully to make my medical decisions for me. She does everything for me. It's kind of scary. She's like, I'm only 25. I feel like I'm old and senile already or something.
So why are y'all moving to New Jersey?
And so we don't really have any. We don't have any family here in Texas, except I have my little sister here, but my biological parents live in Oklahoma, and I'm not close to them. But I'm super close to my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. And with the way my health is declining, it's just better to be around family. Because right now it's pretty much solely on her to make sure she's with me and spending the night at the hospital with me and stuff. And it's not always easy to get a good night's sleep when you're, spending the night at the hospital on these uncomfortable chairs and in couches and stuff. They take turns coming to visit me all the time, and we won't have to pay any rent because we're moving in with my mother-in-law. And the healthcare for sickle cell is a lot better up there. They just understand it a lot more. And hopefully getting into a clinical trial at NYU is another reason. There's not many clinical trials going on for sickle cell down here at all. And just better all over treatment. I'm really judged every time I go into a hospital in Texas, pretty much every single time, because of the pain medication that I need and stuff. So yeah, that was, when was that? A couple months ago. Because there's a cure for sickle cell, but there's no universal cure. So with all the stuff I have going on, they said maybe a year, a chance of me living past a year without getting a bone marrow transplant, which is the cure to sickle cell. Otherwise, it's just going to keep destroying my organs and destroying my body. If anything, I wouldn't be able to make it through another 12 months if I had to live just like this, like I am now. There's medications, 2 new medications for sickle cell right now that just came out in November 2019, and they cost over $100,000 each a year, and you need to take them for life. And Blue Cross Blue Shield, my insurance company, said no to one that costs $40,000. So they're for sure not paying $125,000 almost for a single pill or for a single infusion treatment. You're looking at $7,000 to $10,000 a month sometimes of of those kind of treatments that you need. But like, I'm not scared of like not living past 12 months. Like, I'm not crazy and suicidal, but I mean, I'm definitely not thrilled to be living in pain for the rest of my life, which is like, unless I get a bone marrow transplant, that's what's gonna happen. And I've been waiting on a bone marrow transplant for about 8 years. I've been on a registry, and you need someone of similar ethnic background to be a bone marrow transplant. So I need another black donor, and only 7% of donors are black, which leaves me with a 23% chance, they said, of finding a match, when every other race has over a 40% chance of finding a match. And I think a lot of it is just like lack of education on it, lack of awareness, which is why I do what I do, trying to get more people to know about sickle cell and to know about, you know, everything, and trying to get people to sign up for the registry, because you can save someone's life. Like, a bone marrow transplant is also the cure to leukemia and lymphoma and like some other blood disorders. So I'm not really scared of not living for the next 12 months or 11 or whatever, how many months they said, but I'm scared of living like this. This is what I'm scared of. Pain scares me. Dying doesn't really scare me, because I always keep thinking like there has to be something better than this. Like, this can't go on forever. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, can it? Like, there has to be something better than this, is what I just keep trying to keep in mind. One last try. Like, New Jersey, this doesn't work out, then whatever happens. But living like this is not an option. I never thought that like getting out of bed in the morning and taking like a shower, or going to run errands, or grocery shopping, or cooking and cleaning would be something that I would miss, or that I would ever, you know, be unable to do at 25. But I truly, I really miss it. So knowing that, you know, like what I've always been told, my grandmother told me, like, there's always someone off worse than you. So just keeping that in mind is what I like people to know. Is like, you know, people will complain about, you know, going to work, and it's like, well, at least you can go to work, or, you know, cooking or cleaning, or, you know, not wanting to, you know, do whatever, run an errand, when like I would die to go, you know, go to Target or something and, you know, go shopping and stuff like that, or go on a vacation without, you know, having to plan ahead and make sure there's good hospitals in that area just in case. So it's not fun sitting at, you know, as much as people want to say it is, it's not fun sitting at home all day, every day, watching TV and, you know, not doing anything productive. I really just want, like, that's what I want back. I want my quality of life to improve. I don't have a quality of life. It's completely diminished. And the pain I'm in is debilitating, and it doesn't always show on my face or whatever, but
do you want to keep talking,
depressing.
or do you want to eat?
I want to eat.
Let's eat.
Panda
Then
Express.
maybe we can talk a little bit more about something that's not so sad.
Yeah,
Like
that's
SZA.
depressing. SZA. Her booty. Her booty. She's so cute. She's so cute and caring. She's so adorable. I was supposed to go out for my birthday, and I went and literally bought an outfit. It's a cute little thing, and I never did anything for my birthday. I spent the day in the hospital. I was pretty pissed. And then I got all wrapped up in cords and stuff. It's a constant annoyance. I'm gonna change shirts real quick so I can show all my crazy cords and shit. I'm like a damn robot. Bring my best friend with me. Sticks by me through everything.
So what is all this here?
So these leads are hooked up to my telly, which is just it's just a heart monitor to monitor how fast my heart's beating and stuff. Make sure I'm not in here dying or something. Because of all the medications I'm on and because of like some recent heart problems I've had with my lupus and my sickle cell. I get tacky. My heart beats really fast, like all the time, for no reason. So that's all those cords. They have to stay on, and they like transmit a signal to someone like on this floor that just sits here and just watches like everyone's heartbeats and stuff. That has these monitors on. So I have to keep this on me. I have my port, which it's my chemo port, but it's also like it's just like having IV access. I don't have like any IV access left. My hands are really scarred. I don't have any veins left. You can see like the dark marks on like my hands and stuff from getting so many IVs and blood draws done. Eventually you just run out of options for stuff. So I use this for getting fluids like I am now, for getting any kind of medication. So it's just like having an IV, but it's easy and it's guaranteed access, so that I can always have the medications I need and the blood transfusions I get through this, the chemo I get through this, everything. So
tell us about your relationship with SZA.
I love SZA. Okay. I wanted to see her on tour for Control. She was holding it at Emo's, and so it was a really small venue, and there were like very little tickets. And then by the time like then people started buying the tickets and then selling them for double, and so they had went up to like $300, and I was trying to get a ticket, but I couldn't because I'm not paying $300. I can't afford $300. So I tweeted her. I was just like, I really want to see you, but people are selling your concert tickets for like triple the price. And I was like, you know, like, can you put some more tickets out there or something like that? I think is what I said. I can't really remember exactly what I said. And she tweeted me back and she was just like, I think she told me to DM her or something, and she followed me and she DM'd me her number, and she had saw like a tweet about me back when I was like, I think this was before I started up chemo, and she just saw that I was sick, and she just like asked me a bunch of questions about it and stuff, and she told me that she was gonna, you know, get me to see her, and she's gonna give me a couple free tickets. I think we talked for like over a month, like on FaceTime and stuff and texting, until I saw her. And when I finally saw her, she put me in like a little session to myself, like in the front, because at Emo's it's all standing room, but I can't stand for like long periods of time. And she like had it set up to where I waited in the green room with my wife, and then she had like a little chair set up in front of the standing place, so right where security stands.
Yeah, no photography.
And then yeah, photography. I was sitting in that little section. And then before she went on stage, she like told me to come here, like before she went on stage, and we hugged and we just talked and everything. And then I saw her perform, and like ever since then, like we like talk like every couple months or so. She paid for like my first year of chemo. She paid for thousands of dollars worth of chemo. She sent me and my wife to Universal Studios in Orlando before I started chemo, and she just took care of all that without me having to like ask for anything. I mean, it all started out with me just asking her to put out some more tickets, and she's just been like a really big advocate. Like of me start spreading the word for awareness and stuff. And when I needed a transplant, she helped me. She helped me find that. I don't know, she's just a really normal person. Like I just remember like us hugging, and she like kissed me on the cheek, and she held my hand while we walked down off the tour bus. And she's just a really normal person. Like, she's really amazing person. And I remember she like sent me before one of my big surgeries, like in 2018 I think, she sent me like a video of her like singing like one of my favorite songs by her. Prom is like my favorite song by her, Off Control. Just singing my song, no music or nothing, and just wishing me good luck before my surgery.
I'm so proud of you. You're so brave and you're so strong. I can't wait for you to get out of there. And we're gonna sing and we're gonna dance until you get out of there. Right now I'm feeling poor. I need a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Right now I'm feeling poor. I need a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Take it personal, like I know you usually do. Okay, I sound crazy, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm so proud of you. You have to believe that you will be well. I believe you will be well. I can't wait till we see each other again. I'm so thankful that God has brought you through this. Continue to get better. I love you. God loves you. All of us love you. We're so proud of you.
She's just a total sweetheart. She definitely just makes an effort to check up on me, and asking how she can help and how she can help spread awareness and stuff. And we've been working on getting a lot of black people signed up for the registry, the bone marrow transplant registry, to try to bring that number up from only 7% of donors being black. And we've, with her help, signed up a couple hundred people over the last year or so. I think like when the TDE tour came, we like sat on the ground outside her tour bus with her stones. She was like recharging her stones and stuff, and she was just writing on the back of the CD I had bought, and it just said like, always gonna be by your side. And she said I'm like the strongest person she knows. It was just so cute. She's adorable. She's adorable and sweet. I really love her so much. She's a really good friend. Amazing. She's so cute, yo.
You think so?
I think so. She's so cute. I got that picture of me grabbing her butt. Never forget. I just don't want people to like look at me and like, I guess, feel sorry for me or something. I mean, a lot of people even feel inclined to ask questions, even as inappropriate as it is. I mean, I find it weird, like even wearing oxygen out sometimes in the public, like people will come up to me and like ask me like what's wrong with me, and it's just like, I don't know, it's annoying. It's just kind of like, why would you, like, these are, adults like asking me like why would you ask someone about their personal medical issues or something like that. I have like trouble with people understanding that I have invisible illnesses, parking and handicap. And I've had a couple people say to me like, you're not supposed to park there or whatever. Riding the little electronic little wheelchairs at like Walmart and Target and stuff when I can't walk, judged for that or looked at weird or something. But I mean, like, it's just to show that like a lot of illnesses aren't visible. You don't have to be in a wheelchair or a walker, something like that to have something wrong with you. Because I mean, like, usually I'm wearing a shirt that covers this up, this is always, because this is pretty much always like this. It's always hooked up. You can visibly see it or something, or my oxygen is on. Like it's clear that you can see that, you know, something's wrong. But I just, you know, just to avoid like a lot of the questions, and then like still trying to keep like a normal aspect of my life. Putting on makeup like this or doing my hair sometimes. I mean, I've definitely cut back a lot. I rarely put on makeup anymore, just because it's so time consuming. I do my hair sometimes, but only because I've been so insecure about my hair and it falling out with the chemo. It's come out, you know, so much more than it ever has. Severely thinned out, and just lots of hair just coming out just from putting in a ponytail or brushing it or anything like that. So learning how to do different things with my hair on my own, like putting in a ponytail or something like this, or, you know, because braiding got expensive and it's heavy on your hair, and with my hair already being weak from chemo, it just took it out even more. But just trying to feel as normal as possible, at least. Like the same reason why I don't wear like the hospital gowns. I just like to keep some kind of normalcy going on here. I mean, like, this is like my everyday life, so I just try to keep it as something that's just like my everyday life, because it's just how it's. I just know this is how it's gonna be, so I just do what I can to make it normal and whatever's more comfortable for me. Because I'd be forgetting I even had makeup on. I was literally sitting here wiping my face and just say, what is that on my face? It's makeup on my face. Honestly, like doing all this, I don't know, it gives me a headache anyway, like doing my hair and stuff. Like, I got a headache right now. And then spending time even doing stuff to my hair. I mean, it took an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, just to do all this basic stuff, because I just had to keep stopping because I was in pain. But the things I do to look normal sometimes, or just to take some pictures for the day. Like, I'll take pictures like every couple weeks or so, put on a little bit of makeup, maybe like once or twice a month at most, just like this. Like, I won't do anything probably till next month for my anniversary. I won't do anything to myself. Nobody's gonna see me anyway. I don't go anywhere. If I went more places, I think I'd be more motivated to do something to myself. But it's just my little way of just feeling normal. Feeling normal and feminine. This is not normal.
Is there anything that you want people to know about you, how you're feeling, how to treat people who are in a similar situation as you, or just any awareness you want to spread to everybody watching?
I honestly just want to say, if you're black or African American or whatever, people of color, mostly black people, if you are healthy, sign up for bethematch.org. They will send you a free kit to do a swab, and you can save somebody's life, like mine, or some other kid, mostly children, because you can donate your bone marrow and be a cure for sickle cell, leukemia, or lymphoma, since black people are dying at really high rates of it. I think like the average lifespan of a sickle cell patient is usually 40 something. So you can save a life. You sign up for bethematch.org. They send you a free kit. All you do is swab your mouth and send it back, and they pay for the postage. And if you get a call, which only 1 in like 430 people do, you may be able to save a life. Only 7% of donors are black. 23% chance of finding a match if you're black. So be helpful to get that number up. Which I think a lot of it is just miseducation and awareness of them not knowing. Because if you're white, you have like a 77% chance of finding a match, which is insane. Like, just kind of shows, like, you know, where the awareness education goes and information, and then, you know, or, you know, like them caring. Like some people just don't care to bother to want to sign up to do something like that. And, you know, donating bone marrow isn't like donating a kidney or a liver or anything. You're not really giving up something. You're not being without something. You still have your bone marrow. You still have everything. Give up a little bit of your bone marrow to change somebody else's life forever. And it can be a cure. I only know one person has been cured, so. And she lives in Canada. Saved my life. Or a kid's life. And it doesn't really cost you anything. A little bit of pain and some time.
Alright, well, if you want, we can call it a night.
I need to do a walk. A little walk.
If you feel like it.
I shall. I'll walk you to the elevators or something.
Awesome.
Check out my stalker.
My stalker.
He was just fine with being a stalker too.
Don't play me like that.
He been here for 5 hours.
I can go home. Talking all that trash, I can go home right now.
Now he's breaking up with me.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go. It was great seeing you today.
You're coming all last minute for me.
Of course.
People make time for me.
See you later, fam. So where are you right now?
So I moved from New Jersey to be closer to my wife's family. The hospitals in Jersey just aren't that great when it comes to treating sickle cell. They're really worried about the whole opioid pandemic, and sometimes the amount of pain medication or treatment that I need, they're not willing to provide. So I usually go to New York now for my treatment. But since the coronavirus outbreak, I was hospitalized in New Jersey, and then I got transferred to New York. And then in New York, there's a really widespread of the coronavirus right now. So I was transferred. Everything's been going really well as far as treatment of my sickle cell. I was okay for about 2 days when I got to Jersey, and then I got sick again from flying. So I got here on the 19th, and by the 21st I was hospitalized again. It's just like the whole moving around thing a lot that's really made it a little bit more inconvenient. But also it's better for me. I feel a lot better being here because when my wife can't come right away, my mother-in-law comes, or my sister-in-law comes, or they FaceTime me, or whatever, or they send me little care packages. So.
How do you feel mentally?
Like right now, I'm a little bit calmer than I was earlier, but I keep having like these just like sporadic just like breakdowns of just like feeling like just the world is just ending, and like my world personally is like ending, and you know, like I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid of how it'll affect other people that love me. Like I said, I'm not scared to die.
I'm not suicidal, but like, I mean, like, I'm not, I'm not complaining. Like, I die, but I definitely don't want to die in pain. So it's a lot of mixed emotions. As far as like death, because like even though I do have my faith, I do believe in God, I do believe in heaven. Death is a really scary thing because it's really unknown, and so it's been taking a really heavy toll on my mental health. Because I have had my suicidal thoughts. I'm not suicidal right now, but I have had them. I'm not sure if we even talked about it. Did I talk to you about like my Switzerland plans?
We did talk about it. We didn't talk about it on camera because at the time you weren't sure if you wanted to share that.
Yeah, which I'm comfortable sharing now.
Okay.
So like there's like in the United States, it's pretty much illegal in every state to commit suicide for some stupid reason, which is why they treat people like you're crazy and they lock you up for 72 hours if you attempt to kill yourself or you have any kind of thoughts of self-harm or homicidal or suicidal thoughts. But in a handful of states, they have what's called death with dignity is one, and it's in New Jersey. There's a few. There's ways basically for physicians to give you medication that can end your life peacefully and with dignity. I mean, the last thing I want to do is go buy a gun and shoot myself, and for someone to have to come across that to clean up that kind of mess like that, that's not something you want to do. And you definitely, talking about it, you need to be raw. If something would go wrong, it could be a botched suicide attempt. Like, there's a lot more to life than sitting in a hospital all day, every day, and looking like you've literally moved into place because all your stuff is here and you treat it just like home. I change clothes every day. I wash up. I do my skin routine, get my hair done. I have someone come do my eyebrows for me, my eyelashes. I have dinner dates with my wife up here sometimes. I take pictures just like a regular person would. I still do my freelance work. I build, I do web design on the side and stuff. I can't just stay here and they just keep giving me pain medication. That's just not the way it works. If I had it my way, I would go home and have a home care nurse there to give me pain medicine whenever I needed it. Like IV pain medication, because oral pain medication stopped working a long time ago. So I was doing like a lot of research and a lot more research of figuring out it wasn't going to work for me in the United States because I'm not a resident of any of those states, and apparently my diseases don't qualify. In New Jersey, actually, they have a very specific list of who can die with dignity. As far as diseases, it should be about, the person's condition and how much they're suffering. But
right.
They're making it so hard for people to access a basic right because they treat dogs and animals better than they do humans. They'll let a human suffer, and a dog breaks his leg or is not adopted or something, and they euthanize it. But we thought about moving to a state where it was possible. Oregon, Washington, Vermont, California, Colorado. So they're basically like, right to die states. But and then it's the thing of maybe going, it's really risky too here in the United States. You go to a doctor and you're like, I want to die, and most of them are by law required to put you in a psych ward and have you evaluated by a psychiatrist. all your stuff taken away. You're stripped of all your belongings, put into a gown, and put into some solid room where you can't, apparently have anything to hurt yourself. Your clothes are taken away and you're put into a paper gown. I've been through it before. I told one of my doctors, like, I'm tired of this. I want to die, and they acted like they were empathetic about it. And next thing I know, I was being held to have a psych evaluation. I was held for a little bit over 24 hours. So I definitely lost trust in telling any doctors about that. Basically, if you don't have cancer here, this terminal, it's just not gonna happen. So I started looking at other options, and I found this place called, something like that, assisted dying, where they actually, you can, it takes, it's a long process that I'm looking into, and it can get costly. You have to be evaluated by the doctor in Switzerland. You have to have a waiting period and come back, and to make sure you're not making a drastic decision. I've done a lot of research, and there's been a good amount of Americans that have traveled over there, just to die, to pass away with, it's literally called death with dignity. Like people try to say that suicide is the easy way out. Like, it's not the easy way out. And suicide, I just wouldn't call it suicide. I have a degree, and I can't work the way I want to. I'm in grad school online, and I'm just struggling to even stay awake, because I stay awake in pain all freaking day, all freaking night. I'm dozing off in the middle of conversations in the middle of the day. Like, my life, my quality of life has definitely, just kind of gone down the drain. From the time that you contact them, initiate contact and stuff, they call it accompanied suicide, it can take about 4 months till you actually can get there to talk to somebody and stuff. You need to have medical evidence from your doctors, and then you have to go over there and be able to pay their doctors to do it, because then the health insurance kind of thing gets in the way. Like, how does health insurance work out of the country? I've seen average of over 10,000 as far as like fees and everything, and travel and all that stuff, and doctors. It can cost over $10,000 US dollars. Like, that's just the least that it can cost, and that was just a couple of years ago. It's probably drastically went up. It can probably cost you upwards $20,000. And they actually have a list of prerequisites. It's like applying for something. They seem to just have a really good understanding of how just living does not mean that you're alive. I've had people say, I haven't really told anybody, except for I told you personally, Rashad, about it. I've told my wife, maybe 2 or 3 friends, and it was only people that I knew would not judge me at all. And I talked to my wife about it, and she's just like, as much as I would absolutely hate to lose you, I would miss you so much. I wouldn't know what to do without you, but seeing you here suffering every day, it's killing her. And she says, I know you're only sticking around for other people. I believe in God. I know suicide is a sin, but people I see every single day, and I know that God knows that I have been fighting with this, and trying to get through it. Your health is a privilege. It is not a right. Just like in the United States, your health is not right here, even though it should be. It's definitely your health. Your health care is a privilege. Because if it wasn't for my health care, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for my supporters, I wouldn't be here. I'd be suffering a lot more. I'd be at home suffering right now. If I didn't have health care, I'd be dead. I would have committed suicide already. Because I wouldn't have access. And I've tried so many things. I've tried everything. I mean, I've had a few. When I got here to Connecticut, the population is mostly white. And I tell you, 95% of people with sickle cell are black. And I swear to God, I am some of these nurses that have been working for 20 years. I'm their first sickle cell patient. And I've had nurses, about maybe 4 nurses, ask me, how does it feel? Like the pain, how does it feel? And it's not like they're not asking in a joking way. They're actually concerned and they actually care and they actually want to know and they actually want to educate themselves on it. Like, I feel like I've slammed them like a brick has been slammed against some of my bones and it just hurts. It's just an aching feeling and it hurts. And most people recover after an injury or something. Like, mine doesn't recover. It doesn't go away. I'm getting a different doctor tomorrow. They change the doctors in the hospital. They're in the hospital. They change every 7 days. So a doctor gets 7 days on, 7 days off. And he actually is a wonderful guy. His name is Dr. Lubin. He gave me his big old card because he said all his patients are elderly mostly and they have trouble seeing. So he put it on there. And he's just so nice. He comes in here and he has a hard time standing for a while. I think he has some back problems or something. And I always clear off a chair for him and I go tell him to sit down. I have him sit on the edge of my bed. And he's absolutely wonderful. He said, and we talked about the thing about doctors not listening to patients. And I was having that problem in Jersey. I definitely had that problem in New York. I had that problem with a black doctor in New York. Just a couple weeks ago, a black female doctor. The ones we talked about, go be they keep telling us, you want to change the system, go be one. And then they become one of those people. But you look just like me and you become one of them. Talking about, I think you should just call your home doctor, or have you tried taking your home medications, or the pain can't be that bad. Aren't you always in pain? Like, do you have sickle cell?
Wow.
Like, I guarantee you, most of these people could not beat me for a week. Not even for a week. They would be crying in pain on the floor. Some people would be committing suicide. I don't know. But they can't handle it. Doctors not listening, which is why I wear that damn shirt, protect disabled black women, because we are dying not only in labor and delivery, so with 40% more chance of dying from giving birth than anyone else, but dying because of pain control, not believing our pain. They were actually in pain, actually accusing you of lying about pain and acting like you're a drug addict. And it's because we're dying. It's pain. It's not just pain. And they'll say things like, well, pain's not going to kill you. I actually had a doctor say that to me in Jersey a couple weeks ago.
The pain's not going to kill you?
The pain's not going to kill you. But the pain can kill you in many different ways. I think a sickle cell patient that on a support group I'm in online, had a stroke. So much pain and stress. So pain can kill. Pain kills with suicide. They don't even know the numbers of chronically ill people that commit suicide due to being in so much pain and not being able to get access to the proper pain medication. They don't know. They don't document it because they don't give a fuck. Because if you are in the states, in the United States, in every state, to get the kind of opioid pain medication that you need, you have to go to a pain management doctor. And to get pain medicine for that doctor, you have to get a drug test. You have to sign a contract. You cannot go to a hospital and get any kind of other pain medication prescription. If you go to a hospital too much, like the ER too much, or you decline or don't agree with a treatment plan, they'll take your pain medication away. They'll mark in your chart that you're a drug-seeking behavior, and you won't be able to get pain medication from anybody else. And that's what happened to me in Texas. Because I declined a 7th surgery on my spine. They wouldn't even do an MRI, which they did one here, which is how I found out my bone in my neck was then basically eaten away and destroyed. But they performed 6 unnecessary surgeries on me in Texas. And when I declined the 7th one, they took away my pain medication. For 3 months, I couldn't get pain medication. And that's why I was stuck in a hospital when you saw me, because I couldn't get pain medication from anybody. Because they put in my chart that I'm a drug seeker. Alright then, well, thank you for taking the time to deal with me and the patience.
I always love talking to you and just being able to just be somebody else you can be open and honest with, so.
Yeah, you're easy to talk to. And it helps. Definitely hoping to help just raise awareness about all this product.
Alright. Good night.
Alright, good night.
Bye.
I found this bonnet. There's silk on the inside. And it's really soft, good material on the outside. And I love it. Yo, I should make videos like about my skin. What's my skin? It's a